Hello, hello. We are back. Part 4. Next stages in decorating. I've discovered, I'm still learning, apparently YouTube does not communicate well with the program I run my camera SD stuff through in order to smush all of my little 15-minute videos together into one. Apparently YouTube doesn't like it because the 2 videos I started yesterday are still trying to upload. They're at like 46% and 64 or something like that. The video that I did was using StreamYard has already surpassed those. So the one that I filmed, part 3 that I filmed, is actually going to upload and be done and ready for viewing before part 2 is uploaded. So no big deal. They're scheduled to, I'm scheduling them out to play. So part 2 is scheduled for 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Was scheduled for this morning at 9 o'clock, but it was only at like 29% at 9 o'clock this morning. So it's moved to tomorrow. Hopefully it's done by then. Part 3 will show on Monday, and then this should be Tuesday that you're watching part 4. So like I did in part 3, I have gone through and already chose my papers, cut out the papers, just to save some time, because again, like I said, with StreamYard, I don't have as much freedom in my recording. So I have to move a little quicker. So this is going to be a corner pocket. And again, I'm just attaching it to a glue sheet, just to give it some strength in that corner. I could have got away with only gluing it on one single sheet and it just being a double, but I already had this cut out. I think I showed you guys that in part 1. These are trim offs from the corner pocket folds. Which is weird that it's not lining up straight when okay, well, we're going to scoot it down just a smidge. We're going to have to do some, oh my lordy, lordy. Move it down. And then glue this part over. So not only does that give added strength to the opening part of the pocket, it also covers that. Oh, I see why it wasn't. I see. Okay. Yes, we are having a good go at this already. Don't ask me why I was thinking that it was the book page that was crooked and not my cutting of the paper. Let's try that again. So we're going to turn that over. Turn that over. Grab my scissors. Now I should be using what I lovingly call my sticky scissors. That would be scissors that have been used to cut sticky things, like things that have just been glued or cutting stickers and so on and so forth. That just saves some cleanup time, less time that I have to spend unstickifying my scissors, but I don't feel like digging for them. Okay, and while I've got this in my hand, I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. This is I didn't do off camera, which I probably should have. Just doing all the inking. Just because, you know, everybody knows how to ink at this point. If you've watched me enough, you know how to ink. If you're watching other channels. There's a few creators that I watch that don't ink at all, which is, you know, perfectly fine. That's crafter's choice, as I like to say. Now, while I was preparing, you know, picking and choosing the papers for this next section, I realized a spot where I goofed up, which is going to be great since I decided to run washi tape down the centers. And I don't need to ink that just yet because the top of that's going to be folded over. Yeah, as I was picking papers out, I realized that was a spot that I tore pages in the wrong spot. Or I guess that's not even accurate. Like I tore the cover page out, so I didn't actually have a pocket. So in fact, it's this one right here. So this is a page this way and a page this way. Well, there's pages. I am not on camera. My apologies. I'm glad I looked up. So this page goes this way and this page goes this way. Well, you can see here that I've torn pages out from right here. So technically, these two pages should have been a pocket together. But then when I was like, wait a minute, because then, you know, there's pages torn out there. And I was like, okay, let me try. But it was like each step I went a little bit deeper. I couldn't figure out how to fix my mistake. So the way it's going to get fixed is by me running washi tape down the centers of my spines. Yeah, my glue pages that I'm using right now are actually pages that I tore out trying to fix my error, but I was making it worse. The more I tore out, the more problematic it became. And it's, you know, it still wasn't fixed. It still wasn't fixing the problem. I was just making it worse. So, and again, we're saving space, we're saving bulk, because you're not going to see this part down here, right? Because this pocket covers it. My pages just want to fall out everywhere, though. Get back on here. Big old glue blob. Take that over there. Pull this in here. Oh, I'm like, what did I do here? Fold over. Again, I'm trying to line up this outer edge with the outer edge and across, you know, trying to get them so that they line up. Okay, spin this around, fold this over. Need my little scissors. I still have not found my Cricut scissors. They're on this desk somewhere. I'm just trimming off that little excess there. Glue this down a little smidge better. Okay. And then, woo! Get back in the book. Back in the book. Get back in there. I'm like, where'd my little pocket go? And then this one, again, you're going to hold where you don't want to glue so that you don't accidentally glue it the wrong way. I also need to fortify this corner here once my glue is at the tip where I want it to be, where it needs to be. When I cut this striped paper out, I meant for it to be on an angle. So I was going to have the stripes going that way. But I thought I had my brain wrapped around it correctly. Turns out I didn't. Okay, there's that top one. Now this part, excuse me, I'm going to glue on this far edge. Come on, glue. And then across the bottom. There's a cord in my way. Okay. And as Gail taught us, close the book, pull it toward you till your edges line up. And then squish her down. And there's that one. Just set all of this stuff off over to there, just so that it's out of the way. So one problem I did notice with this one, because I'm trying to leave a border down there, if I do that, you can see the gray from the picture below it. So I'm just going to create a little decorative edge there. With some other washi tapes. Doesn't have to cover much. Trying to find the end is like, you know, wonder. I think I'm going to put it over the top. Now that I'm thinking about it. I'm going to put that up there for a moment. Trade these out. Glue page. Took my meds right before I got set up for this video. So right now my throat is a little irritated. Happens every night when I take my medications. Ooh, my fingers were dirty. Picked up something. Excuse me. Take a drink. Okay. I did not ink this. Whoops. Too late to worry about it now. It's okay. Because I can just go over it like I did. That was way crooked. I should just get into the habit of coming from the outer edge in, because every time I try to do it any other way. Cancel that. Get back in there. Turn my mouse off so I don't do that again. Let's go over the edges. Okay. And per usual, because I had to lift and set and lift and set and lift and set so many times, probably going to have to secure my edges all the way around. All right. That's really weird for me filming ahead. It's new for me. I normally just record, upload, and go. But like this. That goes there. That goes there. So I had to finish fussy cutting this lady out. It left her legs, the space in between, not cut until I was ready, just to kind of secure the safety of her skinny legs, because Didn't want one to get ripped off or anything. Okay, that's that. Get a little bit more of this white here. And a little bit more of this. Just kind of trimming off the excess. And again, because her legs are quite skinny, I don't want to try to do this inking in my hands. Spin, little lady. So I'm just kind of using the edge of the sponge right on the edge of the paper. Do I get that little spot right there? That little spot right there. A couple little spots that didn't want to be gotten. Some book page. I just totally inked the wrong side of the paper, which is very fragile. So I'm just going to do this off camera real quick. Just trying to avoid tearing the music paper any more than I just did. Okay. We're going to take this washi. Run this all the way down the edge. You know, obviously there's going to be some shadow there of that dark underneath, but I'm okay with that because it just looks, you know, like a shadow versus, oh, there's a picture under there. And rather than putting washi up the outer edge over here, I'm actually going to put this corner piece all the way up against the edge. This picked raspberry just like keeps giving and giving and giving. In fact, I've got a circle up there on my table from this. You know, I just set it down on the table so that instead of putting it over in the holder, and it's managed to put its ink stamp on my desk. And again, just brown, adding a little brown over the pink just to kind of age it up a little bit and, you know, tamper down that pink because it is quite a bright pink. for the color of this digital kit. So, but it's the only pink I have. I mean, I have like a metallic pink, but it's really, really light. And it provides more of a, almost like a sheen versus actual color. Kind of gives it just like a pink hue. And we're going to go just a smidge over that washi tape. We're going to put it right on the edge of the book, and that covers up the other part of that picture over there. Okay. Whoops. Lift. Lift. Go away, bug. I swear these fruit flies are driving me bananas. Ironic, considering it was a dang banana that caused the problem in the first place. Forgot I wanted that underneath. Some more glue there. And then we're going to take our lady. Careful gluing her legs. I'm going to cover up this little like medical cross. There's that part. And then where did my pink stickers go? Ones. Now again, these stickers aren't exactly retro. They're very shiny, which I don't know. Maybe back in the day they might have been. To be perfectly honest, I don't know. I was never a sticker collector, even when I was a kid. In fact, doing this, these little projects, I struggle with stickers. Came across the blue butterflies. I thought, do I want to come back and put a butterfly on here? Oh, that's pretty. Pinks, blues. This I'm going to trim just a smidge off the tail of the flower. just so I can fit it in here just a little better. There we go. Put those in there for now. Okay. Now we're on to these ones. I've already glued this to a glue page. We're going to cut that out. Oh, I'm going to have to do some reinforcement gluing on, at least on that edge. Oh, I see another spot that just lifted. Now I could save this. I'm not going to. I've got a ton of glue pages. I'm going to reinforce this with my Fabri-Tac since it is upside down and ready to go. At this point, it's not necessarily about security. It's about quickness. Using the, the white PVA glue. It takes a little bit longer to set. Oops. And wow, this one really wasn't glued very well at all. As a glue page, I mean. Give it a squish. Don't have to worry about covering the back because you're not going to see it. Now this is a tag shape, and I could have cut it out and used it as a tag. I didn't want to. I had a different idea in mind. I'm having some issues with this glue page though. Like any more spots? Of course there's more spots. But I want to make sure that's good and secured because of what I'm going to be doing with it. I mean, you want to make sure your edges are really secured anyway. But and what I do for a lot of times, it curls. To check for spots where it's not adhered, I bend it back on itself. And you can usually find, that was an air bubble, but that was where I put glue already. It just hadn't sealed yet. I'm going to put that underneath my laptop for right now. Oh, did I ever go back and ink? I did not go back and ink that edge. Should have done that before I glued it down. All right. Make do. We make do. Okay. Get the walnut stain back out. It's funny because when I first was setting this book up, I went through and I figured out, where I wanted all my lady images to be. And so many of them have moved. Partially because, they fell out of the book and I couldn't remember where I put them initially. But there have been a couple times where I'm like, ooh, you know, I'm trying to like leave the ladies where I picked them to be and then pick the papers to go with them versus the other way around. But there have been a couple times where I've had to switch that up. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking here. Didn't have to do that edge. It's going to be covered. Oh, well. Oh, well. Okay. That there. And this one right now, I'm only going to do the top and the bottom with the inking, because you'll see why in just a second. Set that off to the side. Close my ink up. Now, normally you could get away with leaving your ink open for a little bit, but like I was saying earlier on the last video, it is really cold here, so my heater is going, and it's pretty much like on like full blast. So it's a little warm in the craft room, which means my stuff is drying out a lot quicker. Same with my glue stick. I almost said glue gun. My glue stick, it's, you know, drying out a lot faster than I would like. You know, normally I just leave it open until I'm done, but I'm finding that when I'm doing that, the surface of my glue isn't as sticky as it should be. So I'm going to spend a little bit of extra time on it because this one is going to go here. Again, trying to line up the top and the bottom. You know, so it comes across straight. Okay. Then this one, I'm going to glue it. This one this way. See, this is one that I tore out of the book, trying to fix my boo-boo. Okay, we're going to go there. Take this. We're going to put that over there because that's really gluey. Go here. Run down the edge. Move the glue. I'm leaving a little on each side of the center piece. I'm going to fold both ends over because it is a double pocket. Now, one of the things that the crafters always say is, like, when you're folding over, to start in the center and work your way out. You know, like start here and crease that way and start here and crease that way. And it's supposed to like help things fold straight, but I don't know if it actually helps me at all. Because I certainly did not just fold straight. I created like a little lip there. On accidente. Let's get this. Get this going. Get the glue cleaned up that I just got in here. Otherwise, I'll glue my pocket closed. And there are tricks to that too. I've heard like there's powder that you can put on there and it helps get rid of the sticky. This is folding over. And that's going to give strength to the edge of this pocket. Well, this one is going to give strength to the edge of this pocket. Put the glue page back up under there. Glue that down. There's that part. And now we have this last part. I swear I have that super sticky bug or fruit fly trap that I have in here that if anything ever actually lands on it, they're never getting off. Thing is like super, I mean, it's worse than like the spiral fly strips. But so far, it has done absolutely nothing. And I swear it's the same one, the same fruit fly that's flying around my craft room, driving me bonkers. Seems to think that up my nose is the place to be. So I have a lot more of this paper than I needed. I mean, I could have cut it, you know, I could have had a strip there that I'd had over there in my scraps, but ooh, I just looked up and I only have one bar on my internet, so hopefully my sound is okay. Okay, so for now, I'm going to close that. We're going to glue down our pockets. So for this one, top and bottom. Close and pull. Okay, and then we're going to open this back up. Put glue on the top. Out. You know, my dogs are not allowed in my craft room. They've like never been allowed in my craft room. Because A, they're dogs. They don't have manners, so they come in and they step all over everything. But they like to come in and like, get into the garbage, and even when there's not food in there or garbage from food, they'll get in there thinking there is, or assuming there is, and then they dump my garbage can over, and I come in and there's pieces of paper, little cutoffs of paper all over the floor, and I gotta clean it all up. So they've not ever been allowed in here, and for whatever reason, they now seem to think that they are, and I'm constantly having to tell them to get out. Like, what is y'all's malfunction? And so this, let me ink this up. Giving it a little more pink around the edges than I have some other pieces. But I'm still going to come through with some walnut stain. That corner still didn't grab. Okay. Or maybe I missed this corner, which is entirely possible. Okay. This, let's see, we're going to go almost all the way to the edge. Come on, glue. See, the tip of my glue dried. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide a piece of paper under here just in case. It doesn't go through. I was thinking belly band. It's not a belly band, Laura. Just in case. I'll go up one row. Scooch that over. Get it on there straight. I didn't glue down the edges. But I am going to check, because I do want it glued up to the edges, if that makes any sense. So we're going to go in here. We're going to add just some wet glue. Put that back in there. Give that a squish. Woo! Stay in there. I need to figure out how to keep my rag in my lap, because I'm constantly having to pick it back up off the floor. Okay. And I may stuff some paper in there just until I know for sure that it's completely dry. If it ends up sealing itself to a piece of scratch paper and I have to tear it out, no big deal. But, if it seals my pocket closed, that's kind of a different problem. I think they will. Come here, Mr. Donahue. This was a autobiography by Phil Donahue. And using them for some color page stuff, but so yeah, these will come back out. Those are just going in there for, like I said, for the sake of that glue drying. So if it gets stuck under here, I can just rip it off and I don't have to worry about it because, again, you're not seeing that bottom piece. Let's see if I have anything that can bring in some of this green from back here. Whew. Wish my body would make up its mind. I like the little car down there. Just butterflies. That's not really green, they're more teal. I will address that a little bit later because I know I have green butterflies over my other sticker book. These just happen to be right here at my desk, down on the drawers underneath me. So I'm like, they were here. We'll pull them out, have them at the ready. But like I said, I know I've got some over in my butterfly book. We're at 51 minutes. Let's see how much. There we go. Let's see. Whoops. The stencil keeps getting moved further and further back in the book too. I may end up actually not using it, but we shall see. Keep my ladies in there. All right. So I'm not going to put any washi on that one because I think it's fine. Where did I use this one? Where did I use this one? Oh, on the back of this. That's right. So it's fine here. Oh. Just wondering if I had any whiter. I do. Because that's not going to cover much by the time I get it down into the fold. This is totally new for me. Oh, just run sideways. I can't run this that way. It's a little farm scene. Let's see. None of those are going to be thick enough. Urgh. All right, back to my original plan. We will make do. See, and there she was, thinking she was coming in again. My washi twisted up on itself. It's like, yeah, it's low tech, but reminds me of, makes me think of that, what is that stuff? Well, saran wrap, but also the, oh my gosh, what is that stuff? It's like new age saran wrap. Cling wrap. No, that is saran wrap. Oh my Lord. It'll come to me, I'm sure. I don't have any browns. Pinks. Seal. Wrap and seal? I think that's what it is. Wrap and seal. That is a bright green. I don't know where I can put that one. We'll say your washi does not stay organized once you start using it. It's like, you know, had them in there all nice and pretty and neat. And then bam. You use it and then it's no longer organized. Now, I also have access to my daughter's craft supplies that are across the hall. And I know she's got washi over there because she's kind of a washi tape fanatic. So if I get to one where I'm like, yeah, I really, really, really don't like any of these, then I'll go rob from her. Like I'm probably going to do for this one because, again, this I need a brown hued one or, you know, red or something. I don't want to do two browns in a row. I was thinking about putting this one here. Yeah, bubbles with bubbles, you know. This is kind of the technique that I learned for this. You stick it on your glue stick, stick your thumb there, and just pull it across. This is one, not only am I trying to cover up the leftover picture from underneath on both pages, but this is one where this was one of my boo-boos. So also covering up those torn pages there in the center. Figured we would just do this part while we were, oops, I just hit an hour. I got to cover that up. And then pinks and greens. Hopefully it doesn't give me too much of a mess since I went over an hour. I turn off what I just goobered up. While I'm working on this last piece, thanks for tuning in. If you have not done so already, please hit the like and the subscribe button. Hit that like on the way out if you didn't do so on the way in. And again, feel free to share my videos with anybody that you think would enjoy my content. And hit that notification bell so you know when my videos are dropping, because having to deal with YouTube's upload times, you never know when my videos are going to drop. I don't even know when they're going to drop. Even when I schedule them to drop, they don't drop. So with that, we are going to end for today, and we'll talk at you later. Bye. Oh, yeah. Got to turn my mask back on in order for it to work. Bye, guys.